and Next Gen. It's good to see y'all out there in Cyberland. My name is Noah, and my job is to welcome you to Next Gen Sabbath School. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, I've been preaching for a long time, so I decided I was going to sing a little bit this morning. All right? And the song is, "It's gonna rain, it's gonna rain, you better get ready. Bear this in mind, God gave me Noah the rainbow sign. Said it won't be water, but fire next time. Said it's gonna rain, it's gonna rain, it's gonna rain, it's gonna rain." So, y'all all be ready, and y'all have a fantastic Sabbath, and we'll see you later.
Hi Relove kids, and happy Sabbath. So today we're going to be talking about the big promise. But before we get into the actual lesson, I had a couple questions that I wanted to ask some of our kids. So the first question is going to go to Ella. Miss Ella, have you ever seen a rainbow? And if so, where?
Well, I've seen it lately sometimes, but not all the time now.
Millie, if you were going to see a rainbow, where are you most likely to see that rainbow?
A rainbow is made of water inside, so you see it after rain because the rain makes a sun. The rain makes a rainbow and the sun comes out and it makes a rainbow too.
Mercy, Gracie, and Alberto, this question's for you. Can you tell us a time when God has protected you and your family?
He has protected me when I was scared at night. So I prayed to God and I asked him to be my shield. And then I had that thought in my mind and then I fell asleep. And when I woke up, I felt all better.
You guys have some really good answers. I see that God is protecting you and all of your families. It makes me feel like happy inside. It makes me want to sing praises and worship God for protecting you all. Let's all get up right now and sing some praises with the Matawa family.
Who's the king of the jungle? Ooh, ooh. Who's the king of the sea? Wah, wah, wah. Who's the king of the universe? The jungle and the sea, I tell you. J-E-S-U-S. Yes, he's the king of me. He's the king of the universe. The jungle and the sea. Who's the king of the jungle? Ooh, ooh. Who's the king of the sea? Wah, wah, wah. Who's the king of the universe? The jungle and the sea, I tell you. J-E-S-U-S. Yes, he's the king of me. He's the king of the universe. The jungle and the sea. Jesus loves me. Yes, I know. For the Bible tells me so. Little ones who hear me long, we are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. God is so good. Hallelujah. God is so good. Hallelujah. God is so good. Hallelujah. He's so good to me. He took my sin. Hallelujah. He took my sin. Hallelujah. He took my sin. Hallelujah. He's so good to me. Hallelujah. God is so good. Hallelujah. God is so good. Hallelujah. God is so good. Hallelujah. He's so good to me. Hallelujah. Bye, everybody. Bye. I love you so much. See you tomorrow.
Hello, boys and girls. My name is Dr. Casey. Now it's time for opening prayer. Bow your heads and close your eyes. Dear Jesus, thank you for this Sabbath day. Protect us from any hurt, harm, and danger. Help us to get through this coronavirus. And help us to obey and follow your 10 commandments. Amen.
Hi everyone, this is Ella again, and my dad said to repeat after me as he says the memory verse. So repeat after what I say and go along with me. Start, Dad.
Okay, here is the memory verse. I will remember my covenant between me and you.
I will remember my covenant between me and you.
And all living creatures of every kind.
And all living creatures of every kind.
Never again will the waters become a flood.
Never again will the waters become a flood.
To destroy all life.
To destroy all life.
Genesis 9 verse 15.
Genesis 9 verse 15. Bye everyone. Happy Sabbath.
Good morning, boys and girls. How are you? It's Miss Yasmin. Hi. So, as you can see, you're in my kitchen, and I wanted to ask you a question. So, who out there likes peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Raise your hand. I know I do. With a big glass of cold milk. Oh, it's so good. So now imagine having a peanut butter and jelly sandwich as a cookie. Can you imagine that? Well, I'm going to show you how to make a peanut butter and jelly cookie in just a second. But first, let's talk about Noah's Ark. So what does making a peanut butter and jelly cookie have to do with Noah's Ark? You want to know? Okay. You're going to have to wait. I'm going to tell you in a few minutes. First, let's get this cookie business started, and then we'll get into that. Okay, so I'm going to take out the recipe. And then for anyone that's wondering what recipe I'm using in case you want to make this, it's called, oh, you can't see it. Oh, there. It's called Uncle Mac's Peanut Butter and Jelly Cookies. You just put that into Google, look it up, find it like this. Okay, so we're gonna, let's see, look at this. Let's turn on our oven to 350 degrees. Ready? Done. So the oven's gonna heat up while we make the cookies. And so the recipe here, you can't really see it, but it tells me what ingredients I need, and it tells me what to do with those ingredients. So let me show you what we're gonna use. Obviously, if they're peanut butter and jelly cookies, we need peanut butter and jelly, right? So peanut butter, do not use the natural kind. Cookies will not work out if you use natural peanut butter. The kind with the oil on top, no. Okay, and then, although it's peanut butter and jelly, we're not gonna use jelly, we're gonna use jam or this like fruit stuff. Because if you use jelly, again, not gonna work, it's too thin and it'll just like all over the place. Okay, so peanut butter and jelly. We also need an egg, some vanilla, and some sugar, because you know, they're cookies. So you ready? Super easy. We're gonna do 1 cup of sugar. I know, moms, sorry, it's a lot of sugar, but it's a cookie, right? Okay. That's good. 1 cup of sugar. Next, we're going to do 1 cup of peanut butter. So the reason why I'm making these cookies is because my mom really, really likes them. And last week when I saw her, she said, hey, what do you think about bringing some peanut butter and jelly cookies to the house? And I said, okay, I can do that. So I'm making them today. And then tomorrow when I go have lunch with her, I'm going to surprise her with some peanut butter and jelly cookies because I love her and I want her to know that I love her. So I'm making her cookies. Oh, and my dad too, of course. Can't forget dad. Okay, so we've got a cup of crunchy peanut butter. And this, I'm using crunchy because it's what my mom likes, but you can use creamy peanut butter too. No worries, it's all good. So there you go. I'm gonna put it in my bowl. Okay. You should smell this. Oh, it smells so good. It smells like delicious peanut butter. And I can smell the chunks. I can smell the goodness. I'm gonna scrape the spoon. It's so delicious. It's nice and chunky. Got that going. And then the egg. Who knows how to crack an egg? Have you ever tried to crack an egg and then it just kind of disintegrates in your hands and then you get like peel all over, and then instead of getting the egg in the bowl, you get the peel in the bowl? Yeah, that's no fun, but we're gonna do it. Ready? Ah, I did it. No shell, no nothing. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna rinse my fingers because I don't want egg in my finger. Ew. Okay, done. And then we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of vanilla just to make it taste extra special. So this is a teaspoon. It's a spoon and then it says 1 on it. Oh no. Of course, I didn't open this in advance. Okay, done. So 1 teaspoon of vanilla, done. And then all we're gonna do is mix this up. That's it, right? Okay, so let's talk about Noah's Ark. What do you think? You ready? You ready to hear what this has to do with Noah's Ark? Remember when we first started the story and we talked about all of the instructions that God had given Noah? He told Noah how big to make the ark, what size, how many floors to put inside of it, what type of wood to use. He told him that he needed to like make it a certain way. Oh, the stalls inside for the animals. He told him how to make, God told Noah how to make all of those. And so, because Noah followed all of those directions, what happened when it started raining? Yes, he and his family were safe because he followed all of the directions that God gave him. Just like I am following all the directions that were on my cell phone to make these delicious cookies. So here we go. I'll let you see it in a second. You ready? So I mixed everything all together and now it looks like this. You see that? So that's the sugar, the peanut butter, the egg, the vanilla, all mixed together. Now we're gonna get our baking sheet. Okay. This is a baking sheet and you use it to bake things in the oven. Got it. So we're gonna use a spoon and I'm gonna scoop it out. I'm gonna wet my finger a little bit. You'll see why in a second. Okay. So I'm gonna take a little spoonful and then my wet finger. Oh, the oven is ready. It's all warm. That means I need to hurry. Okay, ready? Spoonful of the dough, my wet finger, so that the dough doesn't stick to my finger. And I'm just gonna drop it down like that. And now these cookies turn out better if you make them small, okay? So don't make a gigantic cookie. I didn't. Doesn't turn out as well. Doesn't taste as good either. Isn't that funny? You would think that a big cookie would taste better, but it doesn't. Small cookies are funner for this recipe. Okay, So I'm gonna do this, and once the pan is, and so I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna pause the video. It's gonna take a long time, kind of a long time. And as soon as my cookie sheet is full of cookies, I'll come back, okay? I'll be back in a second. Okay guys, I just finished putting the last cookie down. So let me show you what they look like, and then we'll move on to the next step, yeah? Okay, this is what the cookies look like. So remember, you wanna make these small. And now we're gonna get our jelly ready. Hey, where's my bowl? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take 2 tablespoons. This is 2 tablespoons. See how this one is big and this one is little? Yeah, so we want a big one of these. Oh, sorry, that was probably really loud. We're gonna do 2 tablespoons. Okay, that's good. And then what you want to do is you want to beat this a little bit, like turn it around, like get it all mixed, because it's actually kind of clumpy. You see how it's like a clump? And so you want it to be a little bit more thin, like runnier, so that you can get it onto the cookie very easily. So that's all ready to go. So now what we're gonna do is, okay, they're not flat. You see how the cookies aren't flat? So now we're gonna flatten them a little bit with a fork. And we're gonna do crisscross, crisscross, crisscross on each cookie, okay? Ready? Okay, all done. Now this is what they look like. You see the little crisscrossies? Okay, we're almost done. So now I'm gonna take the spoon that I used to mix everything, all the ingredients together, and I'm gonna use this part of it, the end. And I'm gonna use it to make a tiny little, like an indentation, not a hole, not all the way through, just like a little dip in the middle of the cookie. So let's do that really quickly. And the little hole, or not the hole, the little dip, that's where the jelly's gonna sit. So if we don't make a little dip, then you know what's gonna happen to the jelly? Guess what? It's gonna run out all over the cookies. Yep, and we don't want that. We don't want it to get all over the pan. All right, so oops, went too far on that one. Alrighty, we're almost there. We're almost there. Okay, now we're gonna drop the jelly inside, easy peasy. So can you tell? Oh yeah, you can see. Now they all have tiny little holes. Well, not holes, dips, little dip in the cookie. And now we're just gonna drop some jelly right into that little dip. Okay, all done. Let me show you what the cookies look like. See that? Doesn't that look delicious? Oh my goodness. Okay, so now I'm gonna put them in the oven for like 8 to 11 minutes. I'm gonna set the timer on 8 minutes and then check them. And then if they're not done, then I'm going to put them back in. So timer, 8 minutes. Start. Okay, I'll be back in 8 minutes to show you what the cookies look like. Hi guys, I'm back. Okay, so it's actually been 10 minutes because I checked the cookies at 8 minutes and they weren't ready. So let's take them out. So they've been in here for 10 minutes. Ooh, you should smell these. They smell like peanut butter and there's jelly on top. Ooh, let me show you, Be very careful though. They could slide right off. Can you see that? Oh, it's delicious. Can't wait. Okay, you can't eat them just yet. I can't eat them just yet because they're fresh out of the oven and they're really soft and crumbly. So if I try to take one off now, all that will happen is it'll just fall apart. So let me tell you about Noah. while I wait for the cookies to cool down and I can eat one. Okay, so like I was saying earlier, Noah followed all of God's directions for how to build the ark. He waited patiently for God to tell him when he could come out. And in the end, God had a beautiful sign for him to tell Noah and his family that the earth would never be destroyed again by a flood. Do you know what that sign was? Yes, it was a rainbow. So I'm not going to tell you too much more about the rest of the story, because Miss Sabrina is going to do that in a couple of minutes. But I do want to use this example of the cookies to just so that you can understand how important it is for us to follow directions and wait patiently. If I hadn't followed the recipe the way that it was written, if I hadn't waited for all of the time to go by, my cookies wouldn't have turned out. Just like if Noah hadn't followed directions and hadn't waited patiently, things wouldn't have turned out for him either. So we need to follow the instructions and directions that God gives us so that our life can turn out well. Do you know what those instructions and directions are? Whoever said the 10 Commandments is correct. God left us the 10 Commandments. Those are our instructions, our directions for having a good life. And if we follow them, like Noah followed his instructions, God's instructions to him, then things are going to turn out pretty okay for us. Just like these cookies turned out pretty okay when I followed the directions for them. It all kind of is tied together. So we listen to God, we follow his directions, and things in the end turn out pretty well for us, just like they did for Noah. Yeah? Okay, who's ready to have a cookie? It's probably a little bit too soon, but I'm gonna have one anyway. And I'm using a spoon just in case. Okay. Oh, it's a little bit too soon. I'm gonna cut it in half. Oh, I can't wait. Look, there's the cookie. Are you ready?
This cookie is so good.
You're gonna have to go make some. They really are delicious. Okay, bye boys and girls. I will see you next week. Next week we're gonna start talking about another story. We'll be done with Noah. And actually next week's story is about food too. That's interesting. Okay, bye guys. I can't wait to see you again next week. Bye.
Thank you so much, Miss Yasmin, for giving us our activity today. For the past couple of weeks, we've been learning about Noah and the ark. Now, Noah had some really hard times, but he had some really great times too. Do you remember when he was building the ark and people would come around and they would just laugh at him and they would say names to him? They'd never seen rain before, and he was building this great big boat. And they were like, what is this? Why would we even need a boat? We don't have water that comes from the sky. It's not gonna rain and flood. So they were making fun of Noah, thought he was just crazy. So those must have been some hard times for him. But then God sent all of the animals, and the animals came in like they were coming from the forest and the desert, from the sky. They were coming from everywhere. No one has ever seen animals come all together, and they were being kind to each other. Most times there's a lot of animals that fight each other, but not this day. They all came and they were kind. That was crazy because nobody seen miracles like that before. So they came, and then God shut the ark, and while they were inside of there, it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. And that was a lot of rain. It was like a huge storm. The ocean, or the waves, would go up and down, and it would be rocking the boat. It was kind of crazy in that boat. You know, they'd never felt being on a boat before either. So all of these were new experiences. But God was protecting them the whole time. He wasn't going to let anything happen to those animals or to the people that were inside that boat. So they stayed in that boat for over a year. That is a long time to be in a boat. They had a lot of chores in there that they had to do to make sure that all the stalls were clean, that animals were fed and taken care of, as well as all of the humans. It was a big, big job for them. So after it rained, Noah would keep looking outside and he would see that the water started going down. And so he decided to send out a raven. So the raven would fly up in the air. They had no place to land, so it came back to the boat. And then he sent a dove. The dove would go back and forth, still no place for it to land, so it came back to the boat. A second time, he sent out a dove, and the dove went back and forth, but when he came back again, he had an olive branch in his mouth. So the third time he sent out a dove, and this time the dove did not come back. He found a place to stay on the ground. The ground must have been solid enough for him to actually find a home for himself. That must have been pretty cool. So we're going to continue our story now on the story of Noah and the ark and the big promise.
Wow, we made it, wife. God protected us like he said he would.
Noah! I don't recognize this place. It's like a whole new world.
Come on, let's let the animals come out so they can see it too.
We should let the larger animals come out first and then the smaller animals.
You're sure right about that. Don't want the little ones to get smushed.
Did you hear what they said?
Yeah, we can come out now. I like my world big.
Great! I'm so happy I could purr right now.
Man, don't do that. You're too loud as it is.
Let's get back to our stalls before Noah finds out we escaped.
We have been in this ark for over a year.
It sure was a long time in here.
Yeah, but I liked how Noah and his family took care of us. They would even scratch behind my ears and rub my belly. I'm going to miss them.
Me too.
Wow, just breathe in that fresh air.
Sure doesn't look the same as when we came on the boat.
Yes, but God made the wind and the sun to dry up all the water. There are some plants growing, but time will make them big again as before.
Hey, stop pushing me back there. Wait your turn.
Pushy little mice.
Mama? Is that our new world?
Yes, dear, it is.
It looks so strange. Look at those mountains. I don't see any trees.
God's not done yet. The ground is dry, and that's good enough for us to get out of this boat.
Let's do some stretching exercises.
Hold on, let me finish this delicious meal.
I don't see any forest for us to go to.
Come on, we'll find somewhere to go. You know God is still protecting us. He'll never leave us. God will help us know which way to go.
Whoa! Kinda slippery!
Whee! This is the most fun ever!
Race you to that grass!
Wife, listen to all the animals. They sound so happy.
I'm so happy to see how excited they all are.
Family, come here. Now that all the animals are out of the ark, we need to give thanks to God for saving us. Gather all the large rocks over there. We will make an altar of thanks giving to the Lord.
Here, take this rock.
God was so happy to see their prayer and worship.
I want to do something special for them. I will bless them in a new land. Noah and family, be happy in your new place. Make homes. Multiply with children. I promise you all that I will never again destroy all the world with water.
Wow, what is that?
This will be a reminder of my promise to you all. I have named it a rainbow. And when you see the rainbow, you'll remember my promise to you and know that I love you.
What colors should we call them in the sky?
Let's call them red and orange.
Or green, blue, and indigo. Wow! God loves us so much that He sent that beautiful rainbow to remind us that He will never flood the whole world again.
Wasn't it fun watching all those animals interact coming off of Noah's Ark? It must have been a really exciting time just to be around when those animals were coming down off of it and seeing the expression not only on the animal's face, but Noah and his family as well. So I'm going to be asking some questions just to see how well you guys were listening. All right, so I've asked a family if they could help answer the questions for me. So the first question I'm going to ask is, how long was Noah and his family in the ark?
Noah and his family has been in the ark for about a year.
Second question. So when God had the angels open up the door of the ark, how do you think that they all felt? Were they excited? Were they scared? Were they nervous? What do you think?
When the angel opened the ark, Noah and his family, when they first stepped out of the ark, they must have felt really relieved and enjoyable of having the earth all to themselves, but they didn't want it to be selfish. They wanted to spread out.
Third question. What did the rainbow represent? Were you listening?
When I see a rainbow, I think of God's covenant with us that He will never flood the earth again.
Fourth question. Has God kept His promise today?
Yes, God has kept His promise of never flooding the earth again.
You guys really were listening. In today's story, we were talking about God keeping His promise to never flood the whole world again. And He has kept His promise even today. And every time we see a rainbow in the sky, it reminds us of God's promise. Tell your friends the true reason of the rainbow in the sky. And by this, you'll be spreading God's love to everyone around you. See you all next week when we're going to go through another story of when God protected His people by providing food while they're in the desert.
Hello, boys and girls. My name is Queen Esther, and I'm one of your fantastic Bible characters from the Bible story. And today I'm here to pray the closing prayer. Everyone bow your heads and close your eyes. Dear Jesus, thank you for the wonderful earth, and thank you for your teachings, and thank you for all of the animals of the earth and the ecosystem and how it makes everything flow in harmony. And thank you for the rainbow and for our covenant, and just thank you for the Sabbath day. In your name we pray. Amen. I hope everyone had a good Sabbath. Bye.
All right, kids, parents, thank you so much for worshiping with us. We hope that the Spirit has moved you guys and just, calmed down from everything of this week. We want to say thank you. Oh, you know what? I want to say thank you to a special someone who is a part of our Next Gen team. She hasn't been on our Next Gen services yet, but she continues to watch and she messages me personally of how much she's just so encouraged and she's just so much missing. She misses all of you guys, all of you children as well. And so I just want to say a special thank you and a special hello to teacher Marilyn, Miss Marilyn Wolfson. Thank you so much for all that you do for us at Next Gen and also all you do for the church as serving as our church treasury. So we thank you so much, Miss Marilyn. We love you and we miss you. And a few of us have a few words to say. So let's go ahead and see what they have to say for you, Miss Marilyn.
Good morning, Marilyn. This is from us, the Boltons.
So we wanted to tell you how much we love and we miss you, and we wanted to thank you for impacting our life in such a huge way.
Thank you for everything you've done for us. We love you.
We've known you for a very long time. There has not been a month gone by that we haven't seen you at least once. So we miss you a lot.
Hi Marilyn, I want to thank you so much for being such a huge part of our family. You have always been such a huge role model for all of us, and I miss you, I love you. I can't wait to see you again and just give you a hug and just to tell you that you are loved so much and missed.
Love you so much.
We love you.
We love you.
Hi Marilyn, I just want to say thank you for everything and all the hard work that you do for the church and the kids and everything. Ever since I've met you, you've always had this huge heart, and you're always willing to give and teach the kids the ways of the Bible, and not only that, just taking them into Pathfinders, learning something new out of the ordinary, which is amazing. But I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you do for all of us. We love you and thank you. I can't wait to see you, Mama.
Hey, hello, everyone. We just wanted to take a special moment and say how grateful we are for this special woman that holds a dear place in our hearts. She is always there for us. She's always there for our church family as well. And her name is Marilyn Wolfson. We're so grateful for her and her support, her love, and her spirit. She has a very warm spirit, very giving spirit, and we just pray that God will continue to bless her with good health and prosperity.
I want to take this time to thank you, Marilyn, for your support and your love, and for always encouraging me in my career path, and just always checking on Mark and myself and the kids, and just loving on us from the time we started with Westminster Good Samaritan. You have just extended yourself and your family to us. You've always made us feel very warm and welcome. And I just want to thank you for everything that you do for our church, our family, and always blessing the little ones and making yourself available for Cradle Roll. I remember when our oldest son, Mark, was just a little itty bitty guy, your hard work and dedication to the little ones was always present. And I just want to thank you and let you know that we love you, and we're always praying for you and your family, and we wish you many blessings.
Love you, Marilyn.
Love you, Marilyn.
Marilyn, words cannot express how grateful I am for all that you do for our church, from working with our treasury to helping out with the Next Gen. You are just one of those individuals who says, Pastor, whatever you need, whenever you need it, I'm there. And you are an invaluable person in our church, in our community, and I'm just so grateful for you, for your commitment to your family, for your commitment to your children, and for your commitment to our church. I just want to thank you today and just salute you for the woman of God that you are. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Miss Marilyn. We appreciate you and we miss you, and we all can't wait to see each other again. So, continuing our thank yous for everyone a part of our program. That's Casey, Kennedy, Ella, Jaylena, MJ, Jamorale, the whole Mata'u family, Leonard, Ellie, Millie, Gracie and Alberto, Teacher Yasmin, Teacher Janet, and Teacher Sabrina. Thank you so much for helping and being a part of our worship program today. And you know, we have some friends commenting on YouTube and Facebook, and we want to say hello to them and happy Sabbath to them as well. So that's Amaret, Atreyu, Gracie, Justin, Shia, Matthew, Andrew, and Dylan, Jacob, Jordan, Roman, Levi, and crew, Koa, and Kingston. You know what, guys? Thank you so much for being a part of us, our worship service, and we miss you guys. Parents, do not forget to stay connected with us on Facebook and Instagram. Our Facebook group is at Relove Next Gen. It has all of our events and all of our monthly calendars, and also all of our links for our Zoom events during the week. So, with all that said, family, it's been a pleasure to worship with you. We can't wait to see you guys again. Please stay safe and have a good, happy Sabbath. Bye, everyone.